So, back on the Jeep, back with the wheels of the Jeep, I have a bad wheel speed sensor, and I've got to figure out which one it is. And the best I can tell, the best way to do that is I have to pull off all of the wheels one at a time, replace the sensor. So I've purchased both front and a rear. I think that was, nope, this is the front. Front's the bigger box. Wrote it on the back. Rear, smaller box. Wheel sensors for my Jeep. Hopefully I can figure this out. But while I'm at pulling off the wheels, I'm just gonna go ahead and replace brake pads. So that's gonna be fun. You're gonna get to see that today. Over the next few episodes of like doing this. Hopefully I have everything on hand. If not, I'll be taking the Mini down to the shop, pick up more parts, or more excitingly, more tools. All right, let's get jacking up this car. Yeah, for the longest time, I did not know that you do this to axle the Jeep. I was very confused a long time ago. I do have my wooden block, so I like to use one of these instead of a wooden block. I messed up last time, and I did it straight on my epoxy floor. And then the way the Jeep drove these guys right into my epoxy floor. So I have a spot in my floor where I did that with the Jeep. Oh, should probably lock this. Look at this. I've already torn the glove. Go me. There we go. This. Oh, this is not tall enough. I might have to call it the regular jet. I don't like this thing. Oh, this is not going to be tall enough. It's going to... That's all it goes. Works on the Mini. And I ain't going to buy a new one. Huh. I'm only raising this enough to get the wheel off the ground. It's almost off the ground. I'm gonna go take this. I'm gonna loosen the lug nuts. Just use the power tool to finish the job. I don't want to take it off all the way, and I almost forgot. I have to loosen them. There we go. All right, now that those are all loose, use the power tool to finish the job. Once I have the wheel elevated, we'll just finish elevating this wheel. We'll put that stand in place so it's not relying just solely on this guy. And I think we're on. Yep. Here we go. I think let's go up a little bit more just so I can go one more notch on my stand. I'll lower it down. A little bit more. Let's see if that's enough. It's barely off there. All right, we're just gonna leave this in place. Let's make sure we've got space. You can barely see it, but there is just enough space underneath there to pull that tire off. So I'm happy with that. That's gonna work out great. All right, let's try to find the right size. I think it's this size. Yep. All right, set these aside. Now, you pull this off. And rotate this away. And much what you saw in my mini video, I went ahead when I did the brakes on that and I cleaned all of this up. This does not look nearly as bad. My Mini's been overseas, it's been on the East Coast, been on the West Coast. The Jeep has been mostly in the Midwest. I just don't want to get the brake, I just don't want to get the dust and everything all up in my face. Brake calipers, they look kind of dusty, but I'm just not sold on changing out the brakes quite yet, but maybe. All right. Oh, not there. Oh, that's empty. I'll try to get you guys set up to see what I'm doing on this side. Bring this around. Maybe over here. I believe it's this. Okay. Let's see if we can see this plug here. That's the one I'm thinking I have to take out. Let's try to get this up in here. So I'm gonna have to undo this bolt here and then pull this out. And then this whole thing here comes out, because this is the new one, and it's going to go right inside, kind of facing upwards like this, and that bolt is right here. So I can't really see what I'm doing here. Let's put this down here. So, pop this red tab up. Which I don't think it goes up. Whoa, comes completely out. Great. I don't know if that was supposed to do that. I hope it was. But does this then move out? I wonder if I could just pull the whole sensor off and then unplug it. We'll try that. Well, I hope that's not a 10 millimeter. Oh, that's gonna be way too big. Oh, it's gonna be so small. I grabbed 3/8. Well, I can't even get that in there. All right, another socket, which is not going to be terribly fun. Of course, one size I don't have is the 10, which is why I'm hoping. Oh, it's not a 10. Sweet. It's smaller than a 9. All right, it's pretty snug, but that is a 8 millimeter. See if I have an adapter. I guess I should. All right, so I've got my 8 millimeter socket. I have an extension. And my extension is too long because this is in the way. Well, shoot. I do have this little guy. Goes in there. I want to try to use one of these guys just to ride to work. There we go. That's my setup. It's on there just right. Oh, man. Oh, there we go. Towards the axle, folks. You rotate it towards the axle. And the annoying part is I've got to take it off and back on each time. Hopefully it's loose enough I can get my hand. Well, I can't get my hand in there, so no. Oh, I can just do this. There you go. Ha, that guy's out. Let's see if we can pull this whole thing out. Ha! Whole thing just came right out. Oh, but it's stuck. It's too long. Are you kidding me? It's too long because it's still plugged in. Okay, well, I'll shove that guy back in. And we'll look at, what's this look like? I'm trying to unplug. Fuck. All right, take some steps back. Reinsert said screw. And try to pull this off. Well, there we go. That unplugged. Let's see this. Come off. Let's check out the wires. So I'm looking at these wires right here. Kind of pull this back and see them. They're not frayed. Nothing on that looks damaged. That looks like it's in pretty good shape. I don't know what bad shape looks, well, I don't know what perfect shape looks like. I would assume I know what bad shape looks like it's damaged, obviously. All right, let's. Okay. All right. That just takes up the whole space in here just to get this out. There's barely any room. That's what we're dealing with. It's the old one. Stand. So I'm looking at here is there's a lot of moisture. And on this, I don't know if that's good, bad. I look at the new sensor. This pad is definitely way shinier than the new pad. And has quite a bit of wear spots, it looks like. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that looks like. Look at that. Oh, but that didn't help either. Great. Already got it on the face. Yeah, doing that. So I can definitely clean it up, and if it's not bad, I'll just plug it in the other side. At least I've replaced one. So we'll go ahead and plug this one back in and put it all back together. All right, got these set up down there. There, catch some of this. This is just like caked on brake dust, maybe a little bit of rust. probably start using my GoPro. You guys can see what I'm seeing. Although I don't know if that helps at all, because I'm not gonna lie, this is probably a way better view. I am thoroughly lost on what I'm looking at. Oh my god, it's so complicated to get this back in the hole. I can barely see the hole. There we go. Am I missing something? Nope. Just a really nice, tight fit. And get in there. Well, that last bit just doesn't want to go. There we go. Every bit counts. Get my screw assembly back together. For the most part, this can be done by hand. I'm just using my fingers to rotate the screw back in. And once it starts to get a bit difficult, I pull out this guy. So here's another thing, if you're using your phone, something you gotta pay attention to if you're making videos, is when you go to run out of storage. I didn't think it would be a terrible issue, but between everything else on my phone and making videos of this, I quickly ran out of storage. I did that on my PC too, and it was a bit awkward. I was like, oh boy, streaming and recording my gameplays of various activities that you guys could check out. All right, that's one wheel sensor in. This side is done. Phone's covered in brake dust, rust spots. All right. So that's one sensor down. So now I just have to put everything back on, take it for a spin, see if it triggers the wheel sensor. If it doesn't trigger, my ABS system, my wheel traction system, and then refuse to let me use my cruise control. And everything stays fine, then we know we fixed the problem. Otherwise, then it's off to the next wheel. It's the fun times. Alright, that's it. Just go back on. Looking at the brake pads, and I don't think they're that worn in. They look pretty thick. And honestly, I don't think I'm down for changing brakes. I really want to get as fast as done, or done as fast as possible on this stuff. I do have new brakes. I'm looking at them. They're not even halfway worn in, so. Back in the box these guys go until next time. And before I throw this guy back on, I do want to, let's pull you up. Check this out. Kind of like the Mini. You've seen that video, I cleaned all this up. I'm just going to grind this all out, clean it up. You see a lot of that brake dust that's all inside of this. Very reddish, and it shouldn't be. That's a lot of brake dust. All right, let's get grinding on this. That's how you get it on your face too, because now I'm going to touch my face. My gloves are covered in it. Yeah. Here's my technique of moving this in with my legs. There we are. Line that up. Alright. The easier part. Lug nuts. Thought that was interesting on my Mini video. You'll see the Mini actually has lug bolts, entire bolt instead of just the nut. Just give this a quick wipe down. This again, dust came out. Just really like get clean. And it won't stay that way. In fact, I'll post what these wheels look like in about 3 days of driving, and it's going to be covered in that brake dust. If any of you mechanics on there have comments on that, I'd love to read them. All right. That's all I'm getting on this. Let's get her lowered, retighten all of these up. Let's get her tested. Oh, do need to replace this. That's a bit jacked up. And I might just find an excuse. Get a jack. That works. The Jeep. This one works on the Mini as well. Very versatile. They're just expensive. All right. So I've changed out the wheel sensor. Let's take a, let's see, does this. So what I'm seeing here, still getting ABS light, brake light's gone, and my traction sensor. Well, this is kind of embarrassing. I get down the road a little bit, decided to Google, hey, how do I reset this ABS system? And they're like, well, turn the Jeep off, put it in park, turn the ignition on, but do not, or turn the power on, do not crank the engine on, and pump the brakes 3 times. Then turn the engine on, and then go drive it 20 miles an hour to help reset the system for a few minutes. All right, I was about to take off, and I was like, am I forgetting anything? And I definitely forgot something. Immediately popped in my head, oh, I didn't take down my lug nuts. So I just took a pit stop back at the house, tightened those lug nuts back down, and I'm off on the road. Hopefully this resets it. The whole starting off being grindy part hasn't happened yet, and that happened every time I took off. I've gone both reverse and forward, and I've gotten no grind. Ooh, police have pulled somebody over in the neighborhood. They made it pretty far. That's crazy. All right, get this tested and see if the ABS goes off. And we'll test it again. Oh, there's also something embarrassing. So I'm at O'Reilly's because that was the best place to pull over. And I came to the conclusion, I did this switch out and I did not re-plug in my cables. Now I'm back underneath the Jeep. And, shit. Trying to figure out how to plug this back in. I probably have to go in from, I'm at the side of the Jeep, probably have to go back in from the bottom. If I gotta get the cable wrapped back around the right way. So it is sitting on this side. Okay. No, that was right. Alright, so I'm back. I had to stop off at Dobbs. I got there and I realized, the reason my lights weren't going off is because my ABS and traction lights weren't going off. It's because I also not only forgot to tighten the lug nuts, but I forgot to replug in the cable to the wheel sensor. That is a pain in the butt, I'll tell you that. That is stupid pain in the butt. I had to go into the shop, O'Reilly's, and borrow a screwdriver and a pair of pliers. And I was able to get it to plug. And yeah, almost immediately it got on the road. Before I left, I did the 3 pump trick of Just turned the power on, pumped brake 3 times. And then I started her up and went down the road. About halfway back home, the lights all went off. So I think I found the sensor is bad. Not terribly sure how to tell just by looking at a sensor if it's bad. See, look at that freaking stuff on my chin again. But yeah, I was able to tell. Alright, the sensors all went back to normal. I haven't had the grindy at all. That's amazing. So I think the Jeep is good to go. In fact, I will not park it in the garage. I will just leave it out. That way I can put away the Mini and start working on the next issue that it has with its new LED lights that I put on it. Alright, until next time, that's why I call it amateur hour. I will do something very amateur. Thanks for watching.